Takes up again.
Sometimes
touching on how Talon has been playing so
I don't know. NRG give me the Paper X vibes of. Can I not pick them for that last game?
Quite inspiring, as well as a bit of inspired play from Cruz as well.
Someone's got to pick them, right?
The way that Premi's been playing it, it's very anti-neon at the moment. So we'll see
Talon on attack set.
Luck to start off things, however.
Zeta on defense. Could be a good bait though.
Hiding in the corner, though, does go a little bit unchecked, but Primi spots it out at the last
Primi
second,
checked
so
it, but didn't like full commit and ended up blocking his teammates.
Through the rotating door.
Gonna look for some settling down at the moment, but Zeta have the spike quack.
Good luck.
Jitboy's trying to pull off the flank, but Primi,
oh my
still
god.
good at holding the angles. Does find it. Jitboy's through the door, makes a bit of noise,
Damn,
so
Sugar Zero, fair play, man.
Pick up the quad.
Yep, 4K on the pistol. Not a bad little duel around the front.
Primi did
from pretty much
about 5 times more damage than I thought he was going to.
I want to see some good decision making come early in on this map as well. You got to think, right? There's definitely going to be some anti-play, I would expect.
Can you sleep on demand to wake up for these games? Yeah, I'm just always tired, if I'm honest.
Favoring this waylay comp, so as I said, it's going to be anti-neon. Now,
whether
or not they expected the neon to be picked up for 10-10 here instead of a raise like we would see from Deb, I would play on the side of most probable, knowing that
like anytime you want to get sleep, you just
Lotus here for a reason, but also activating Primi, right? Seeing what he can do, getting Killer in as well. I think those are going to be.
They can't be healthy. It doesn't matter about that stuff. It's all good.
Right now is we've got a bit of a
as long as we're alive, we're doing great.
Through, and that allows for XDL to swing out from the door
Life
side,
could be much worse. It's all good.
Rubble as well, a bit of contact until Thigh falls to a bit of a trade.
It's a little bit of sleep.
Lots of little exchanges all across the map.
Yep, and now we'll get in towards the first gun round and see what this bonus is going to look like for Zeta. Holding a couple of components into this next round as well is not going to be bad for them. I think for me
bonus
as well,
is looking good.
We've still got a little bit of new play to come out from XDL on this ISO, so I want to see if he's going to continue to get a lot of first bloods in the game against Team Secret. He was able to find quite the significant amount of those, but then you got to remember that game felt a bit rocky.
Wait, what does that entail, Achilles?
Zeta Division, it was really only the tail end of the second half
on their defensive side
where they start here.
So we'll see if they can keep up on towards that strong defense, but for now, Rubble control. Primi hasn't quite used the refract yet. Now popping it off, trying to trip that shear wall.
Yeah, Vice Utility over at the C site already popped, and you've got a slight rotation as well considered from Clues, but going to think better of it.
It does take some weight off of Talon's back.
Yeah, and forcing out a drone here as well, I would have said would be nice, but 10-10 on the board.
Already aggressive. That's what he's kind of known for, right?
Now the onus is really on Talon. How do you bring something back to convert here? Sugar Zero can get out of dodge because you've only got a Ghost to play.
All right.
Wait,
so
Achilles, what? That sounds mental.
Yeah, and 10-10 rotating over immediately to this A site too.
Zeta reading the map for now, but still keeping things interesting. Talon with the dark cover.
Oh, but look what's happening at mid, Quack.
Asking Cruz. Movements. Cruz trying to hold down the line. Will be able to find the double kill needed. Primi as well taking down another member, and that will be the mid-round call for Talon to get the spike delivered over onto B.
Oh my goodness, bro.
Off of tree side. Oh my goodness, it's already a triple kill for the guy.
And what can Shota do here? Still with a ghost of his own. You really want to see 10-10 meet up with him or try and find Cruz. Now they know where he is.
You only took one bullet.
A noise. Shota still nearby, but not.
Oh my god. Everyone's an aim god.
Finds a dick and then the kill. Killua trying to hold. He's up by heaven. Has the range for it. Takes down Shota, but 10-10 trying to slip in. Close range, rifle for rifle. Killua sudden peek. 10-10 just holds the angle. That was incredible from him. Standing up on that one, Chief.
That was incredible, dude. The shots over towards A was sick.
Great shots to come out from him.
It's his first game.
First taps coming out from him, man. First game, stepping up into Tier 1 here. That is a just phenomenal showing off the get-go with the individual mechanics there. You do love to see that. I mean, it's even the rotation times from him when the first kill is found over at B to rotate over towards A to just assist there as well. And, you know, you're baiting out Cruz, you're putting him into the site. The fact that that ghost kill even comes through is a little bit ridiculous there, not gonna lie.
So talk to me a little bit about 10-10, right? I mean, he's coming up from the T1 Academy, but previously in the Japanese scene as well.
I'm out, nice and
floating
early.
around there. I mean, I think if anyone doesn't know who 10-10 is, one way that you could describe him is Meteor's brother, younger 100%, brother.
It runs in the family.
That could already just, you know, translate some cracked genes over towards him. But of course, playing on this duelist role most primarily, he slots in towards this roster, you know, in a one-to-one like comparison. Whether or not we'll see more operators pulled up, I mean, that's yet to be seen.
Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate it. 3 months.
Generally will tend
Thank you for that.
If 10-10 wants to, of course, there's a, I would say, avenue for them to, you know, have a non-Zeta style of play playable here.
Yeah, some big shoes to fill, but also, interestingly enough, might give Zeta some, you know, new looks, which actually has been working out for them so far. You know, it's been only 3 rounds, but Talon somewhat struggling a bit, so timeout
Ross is
already
going
called.
in, yeah.
Yeah, a couple of decisions to come out with here as Talon. Remember, they had the choice to push us onto the first map here, so they picked Lotus, right? Primi.
Ross goes in. They all don't understand it. Cruz does. Does he translate it properly? This is interesting again. They're one of those teams that when they're gonna eco, they like full eco. They've adopted this. Even though they could buy stingers, they go for a full eco, so you get a freebie round to try, get everything up, get your ults up.
But of course, given the classics, it's going to be simple.
Dude, he actually ulted one of them in the classic.
And also for Clues to hold down the line, finding a bit of a shot. And then for the
Okay,
Vandal to
no
seal
bullets.
the deal at the very end.
1 bullet hit.
A flawless round for Zeta.
So incredible money, really early on. This is my issue with it. Like my issue with it is this. Sure, your money's now good. You can buy 2 in a row, but so can they. And they just made sure that they hit ults pretty well. Maybe they did a little bit closer than I thought. They said they couldn't get those ults earlier, but the kills are pretty evenly spread.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see Talon formulate a couple of these good rounds where they're able to get in, establish a plant, that it might even be given over to them just to take the site for Zeta to set up some post plants and retake.
Dude, C split. Yeah, with a B, little BC crunch even.
Go for the exchange at the very least.
Yeah, but everything towards this A
Hey, they're fast on this though. Look at Cruz.
For Talon to take control of. Just comes down to Shota by himself.
A great off angle. He was really on top of that.
Impactful frag as well. You don't have any salvos for the post plant now, so Talon kind of.
It does create a lot of pressure over towards Heaven here though.
So they can kind of throw hazard here.
Yeah, would buy quite some time.
They got really good ults. Like they probably should still win it.
So pushing off into Heaven, they will take that space. Convergent paths already.
What happens if you combine these ults? Like how does it look? You slow-mo them and then breach ult them and they just flying in the air for ages.
Staggering the ultimate somewhat. Killa goes for the swing. He's trying to pick them off 1 by 1. They will fall.
Oh
like
my. He got a lot from this breach ult. That smoke really helped him out as well.
Just the other day, you know, players playing around the smokes time and time again, getting down and dirty in smokes. Certainly had a day for that, the other one. But for here, you want to get on the board. You want to see some good team play. You want to see some good individual heroics. I think in this round specifically, right, there was a very real chance that on the back of that Rolling Thunder, Killua just stomping down on the side that he might have been
that smoke really saved him. Didn't have to worry about this.
He's able to get all the shots where needed.
Okay, and like we said, everyone's money's pretty good. We even get 10-10 getting out to op. Still has 1,100 off them. Maybe Shikazera dropped him.
This time, 3-2 from Talon, trying to clear out rubble.
And an operator is out, right, for 10-10. Something to.
How many aim is in the lobby?
Right now,
the games recently is people are just.
All lines to hold as well.
Levels are looking pretty stacked.
A free gimme. Premi not expecting that one.
How could you expect that? Stun to try to push him off of the line, but it's swell for Jit Boys to create a little bit of havoc around B site.
Yeah, he's looking for some more. Close one out, flashed up, no scopes. I mean, it shouldn't work, but sometimes when you're at the
it shouldn't work, but he's literally next to him. Oh, I'm telling you, everyone is out here aiming crazy. They win one, they lose the next. 1-9 loss bonus. I see 2 people that are at 3K.
Almost looked too easy
for now
Zeta in that one. Point and click.
Can drop a bulldog, I think.
Too complicated for them. 10-10, lion's share of what he needed to do there. That's a sharp shot to come out from Jit Boys, but all for naught really in the round, right? Just going in together as a unit, peeking and prodding around. Some good shots out from Shota, and that's 5-1. You've already forced out a timeout from Talon too, right? So you're kind of thinking to yourselves, if
surely we can buy something. Guys, it can't look like this. 2 hero guns. We can't be full classic ecoing and then still lose the next round and then only get 2 hero guns.
Talon elect to push into C once again.
Like something's not right.
Shota in with the op this time.
Surely we realize it's not well.
But you don't necessarily need to use it. I mean, it's a lopsided buy from Talon here.
Okay, 3 peaks, sheer wall tripped.
You've got assistance from 10-10 now as well. Still an arc rose available.
I'd like that no one from Zeta wanted to overstep and give them like a gun here.
One traded on to 10-10. Okay. Is that gun retrievable though for you?
For God's sake, dude.
Possibly,
Why?
Still,
just as I was complimenting you.
Threat on the site.
Might need to actually use the ult here.
Cage slipped through.
I was going to talk about them being like all on
all sneaky beaky.
North side of the site, but
so far undetected. But with the salvo sent out, it will flush Shota away
nice shot.
In on towards XDL, who was not spotted before. Still holding the angles. Camera shot down as well. Both Cruz and Jit Boys pinned down around the pillar, but they're trying to get some wallbang shots through. They will be able to find a couple.
How are they winning this one?
Flick. Down to the last player, Shota swaps over to the Vandal. Tries
no way, 2v4 on site. How have they done it?
As well, that's a good 4 versus 5 off the initial contact outplay from Mound from Talon. Able to bring that one back. 3 versus 4, creeping in.
That's kind of rushed it a little bit, in my opinion.
Works a bit of a treat for them. I was kind of considering as well, right, with the Steel Garden being invested here, remove their Vandals, make things a little bit more awkward for them, right?
I mean, giving them an extra gun was rough.
You could even potentially look to flood a bit quicker as Zeta, but opting to hold that out, and it's a thrifty conversion to come through from Talon. If ever you needed some confidence on this attacking side, well, getting that one, having a bit
Didn't even get to finish the compliment, yeah.
Now with the Armageddon as well.
Just straight up.
Oh, not to mention removing the op as well. That is a huge.
You want to compliment someone and they do the opposite. Lose the round because of it.
Opting for 4 members there, just leaving Shota towards this C site that'll get sniffed out by the stealth drone.
Okay. Bit of responsibility for Primi once again.
Can still get out though.
Does okay, goes for it at the last second, just
they are
as much as possible.
Yeah,
so ult to stop them committing.
And it's going to bring out Clue's Hunter's Fury. So you're trading ultimates here. You're not going towards the C site.
Remember, I mean, you kind of get info. What's the chance that they just used ult and you ulted over towards C and didn't hit anyone?
For Talon.
Very much so.
And they hear no sound over towards here. And maybe they use the flash.
So what's the call gonna
I think they might use the flash to confirm it as well.
And if he gets the overdrive on, it could be huge.
Primi, he's the one closer.
It's a great Omen flash.
With the swing out, it's the
imagine.
The dust, but still Primi able to fire back. A bit of exchange off towards the B side as well, and that's Shota gone. But Primi still keeping Zeta invested closer towards
was kind of
tree.
sick.
Takes down yet another player. XDL for the trade, and then the spike. Oh,
yep. You can pivot towards the C side here. Remember, you did remove Shota, so you don't have any of that utility.
He was on the right page.
That's just a fantastic mid-round call by the IGL. Now Cruz trying to keep them.
This is crazy round from Talon. They're everywhere.
For the salvos, Quack uses them a bit early, but it is the fault line, and Killua still has.
Does buy more time.
Absolutely.
Killua nearby has fault line in case of waterfall as well. Checks, no one's there, so this gives them a clue as well, if you will. Now off to check in towards spawn, but the duel lost, and that's now
secured.
Kill contract
back in, play time.
The Gulag. Cruz needs to land a shot.
Very
Even
nice.
if he does, once he's out of it, that could have been an opportunity for Clues, nonetheless, to close out the round. Zeta, what a methodical
round. Okay, but they did win the low buy earlier, so their money is
a little bit for Cruz that he wasn't able to find the the frag on that B site when he's peeking out, right? Has to disconnect from it, leaving Clues on 8 HP there. Not able to really get a good grasp on it. Like, I like the idea from him, right? He gets the damage, he disconnects, but the way that they play that 2 versus 2 at the end there, it's not on the back of any util, getting a good crossfire.
I mean, they should probably play together. Did he have the ult before that kill?
Bring it down to the 2 versus 1 and you know where your opponent is, I mean, 100% of the time you would generally expect that kill contract just to 100% the remainder of that round. And now we got a quicker plate for Rubble Control from Talon, but it can be met by 10-10 and Sugar Zero.
They should play different.
Still, yeah, they are very close by. Primi will instantly get the heck out of dodge, but still, Sugar Zero pushing out, taking the initiative. He will be able to find one frag. Trades coming through, and Primi trying to support his team to the best of his ability, but they all line up.
Bro.
All shut down towards Rubble. Zeta stomp onto Talon.
Well,
Yeah, that's just a good counter flash
dude,
to come out from
Tenten's
Sugar Zero, going for the push,
kinda-
getting dirty with the
kinda out
duels,
here
and then
farming
having
a
the
little bit
support
for his
from the
first
rest of your
game.
team behind you as
Got
well,
10,
right? Because as soon as you
Shota
start to
as
see
well,
Talon disconnect
12.
from that angle, now Zeta just have all numbers there. They have the bodies to just take the fight, so they don't complicate things any further.
Recon's lovely though.
Everybody
Recon
just
from
having the
B.
guns up. 10-10 lining them up. That's a little bit unlucky for Jit Boys and Thai there.
It's this guy again.
Love to see it. Love to see it.
A rare
He's here.
sight, if I might add.
He's here every
this
week.
This is definitely a welcome one. I know Paper Thin is cheering like that somewhere. But that said, yeah, I hate to say it, but you might need to see a little bit more from Talon, maybe even a timeout at some
Actually,
point.
yeah,
Nonetheless,
he lost
right
his
now,
table
from the
again
shadow
this
straight
week.
into the A site. It's only
Keeps getting
Shota
there
here, so
late.
if they can shut him down, they will be able to extend their reach.
Oh, that's good on the saturate, but no one's going to overextend too far to be able to figure him out and drop just yet.
Oh, and 10-10 as well as Clues have already made their way on towards Heaven, so you got to watch out. Shota swings out. Does he use the ult? He's trying to prevent them from getting the spike planted. Still, Clues off of the Heaven peak
Clues
will be
on
able to find the
both?
double. Cruz as well as Killua. Weaponry not quite supporting
Well, we've seen
them.
the TV4
They are
already,
kind of far
but
away, trying to hop back into sight, but Sugar Zero denies entry. Just Cruz to play for the post.
Oh my
XDL
goodness, he's hit him with a
out
jump
the
and
cells
shot.
being sent over. Zeta have completely locked Talon down.
Zeta are locked in.
Dude, they
on
are.
this
Yeah,
defensive
they
side.
are
That
locked
is
in.
for sure.
They are
Superior
wrecking them.
weaponry into that round as well. Just leaving the site open, I guess you would say, in knowing that Talon go a little bit faster for that rubble control. Nobody finding Shota in drop as well. He gets a free kill, and from then on out, it's good distraction, right? Clues is using the drone, getting the information, and then you've just got numbers advantage from Zeta, that they don't overcomplicate things and just have their guns out ready. You know, these past couple of rounds, we've really just seen Zeta focus in on the crosshairs, not overcomplicate things with a lot of that utility. It's been kind of nice and kind of a good treat to see that they are hitting their shots in map number 1.
And feeling that boost of morale,
Okay.
they're starting to push out a lot more.
He got
for the
2
retakes.
more rounds.
Talon
Talon
conversely
kind of need 4,
definitely feeling the sting of defeat.
so they gotta win this one. But they're up against an op.
So what are you going to see in
Visor.
this round from Talon to try and answer back and
Wait, this is
hopes to get
Talon's
an
map
8-4
pick.
half. An operator is going to be back out for 10-10. Currently a bit quiet in where its location is.
Almost necessary, but beginning to peek out now. He hears the footsies.
And
Stealth.
XDL's just going to catch him when he comes out of the
Yeah,
drone
they
and
might
can't
not
get
think
his
the
gun.
op's there.
So that's just
10-10
good
did
isolation
miss.
fights that you take an advantage for the 5 versus 4.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, I
snare
love their
for Cruz, but
confidence,
still
though.
The team decides to press on once again into the A site. It's been tough to read how Zeta are setting up their
Oh my
defenses,
God.
but still onto the trades.
And if you want to buy some
And he
more
has
time
Visor
here,
as well.
Shota, you can just
Oh,
drop your
Big Joe
ultimate.
coming up. For me.
He's sneaking in, and he's found Shota too. Clues not able to establish the trade.
And with the saturate as well, Clues will dodge it. But nonetheless, it is 2 players close by. Clues needs to be
Primi.
prepared. Primi still good for the heads up. Off to the
Dude,
next
Primi
one,
is
and
the
he
solo one
finds his
around.
target.
Needed to see
They haven't been
somebody on
convincing the rounds from
feel
Talon
like
though,
come
really.
out
It just feels
and
like
just
it's individuals.
Stomp on this round. And if there was ever anyone to do so, Quack, it was Primi. Do you give Sugar Zero, though, an inch in this round?
No way. He might take a whole mile if you do just that. Jit Boys at least will spot him out, so
Flash
it allows
TP?
for Primi and Thai to set up somewhat of a crossfire. With a flash sent over, Thai instantly spots his opponent.
Yeah, nicely done
Still, though.
from Talon when they recognize that they can get the spike down and they know where Thai's coming from. Oh, where Thai's coming from, and then there. It makes it a little bit more difficult. So,
looking
hey,
nice.
at least good to see that Talon get on the board again in this round. It's been, you know, just a couple of rounds there, 3 in a row from Zeta Division already. A good half, you would say. But that's one of these other rounds, right? It's a 4 versus 5 conversion, this time going Talon's way. You got to be a little bit
Has
more
Frost got a
careful as-
timeout? He
as
called one at
Cruz
3
not
now.
to just expect from Zeta that they're
0-3,
not gonna
I
peek
guess.
you.
Yeah, it's
There's
taken
too many
Talon
ults
a
here for them
couple
to lose this
sacrifices
round,
to really
surely.
make their way into sight.
Especially
And
ISO
all of
up,
a sudden,
ISO,
Zeta now
Visor.
electing for a 4-man push. Off a rubble, straight in with the overdrive. Convergent path to
Oh, he
point
got
as
the
well.
ult out of
But
them.
not quite stunned up.
Dude,
It's
it
gonna be
hit
the kill
3.
contract from XDL to pull Cruz away, and Cruz gets the flick
Ooh.
at the end.
Oh, but showed up.
And no one pushed to try and
Goes off the
capitalize
back
off of it. There was a
lines,
smoke
Shota
down, one person
backsights
holding, and they
C.
took a lot of space
He knows
also.
that there are a couple of players nearby, so try to
Visor,
buy
and
some
honestly,
time
they
for
can
the
just
rest of
tuck
the
in the
team,
whole
get over
time.
with the steel guarded.
Yeah, not
all
gonna
of the good
hold it
ults
for the
have
next
gone.
half here, Quack, but when the cage drops.
Shorty stuns as well, and Talon have arrived on the scene. Somewhat
Great
sped
trade,
up
that
for
was
it,
a
but
low
still,
HP.
Thigh to trade. Spike not planted yet.
Salvo's not going to be online for Cruz just yet, but the team wants to go in.
Oh,
10-10.
man.
What a
Omen
peek.
flash with
Sugar
recon.
Zero as well, and all of a sudden, Talon
Oh
find
my god,
themselves
that was
in another
nice though.
lost situation.
Everyone
Yeah,
close.
you
Omen
really
flash
don't
with
feel
recon.
comfort
Omen
there for
flash
Talon
hit
to be able to
3.
get the spike. Zeta,
Then all they had to do is
have
just
the
win this
numbers
duel.
advantage, right? They can
And they
just, again, have
really
crosshairs
made
ready,
to
a little
capitalize
late
off the
investment
space of it.
utility to get the retake. I think this is a bit of a different look for Zeta coming in towards this map. There's a really big game plan.
They look good,
great
though.
prep. Great calls, I think, is more importantly what I'm seeing here from Zeta. Some
Yeah,
good
they're playing
rotations
together.
around the map,
Like
some
everything
good
makes
control
sense in the
very
rounds.
beginning, going for the likes of Rubble, going up the guts of mid towards pillars. And I want to say, you know, we're seeing 10-10 slot into this roster and just be confident out of the gates.
And
Yeah,
that's
he looks
exactly
good.
what we're witnessing. I mean, it's incredible how he's been playing so far, especially with the upcoming end as well. It just adds a whole new dimension to how Zeta has been operating throughout the map. I think a little bit, you know, unexpected for Talon as well. They just did not know, did not anticipate much of not to, you know, for an op player to be holding around a link sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of these scenarios in the protocols where, as Talon, you only, you know, have some small informational components, right? If you're trying to use the stealth drone to get info, or maybe JitBoys is playing lurk and the camera can get some information
I'm so
out.
confused by the
Apart from
picture.
that, right? You're not running a fade, for example. You're not running a Sova, so you're not really able to figure out where the likes of 10-10 has been playing, where the likes of XDL might be also assisting, right? So you kind of are more incentivized as Talon to dry peek into a lot of these duels and try to find them maybe together, and they've just not really been able to do so.
Yeah. What a way to, you know, enjoy your first time offline VCT viewing by watching really a surprising game from
One nil on the
And
pistols.
back in towards the pistols, where these teams have kind of been on the lower scenario in this stage of getting the
Sova
pistol
kind
round
of just does everything that the
conversions.
Fade does.
Of course, one of the teams does need to win them in this one.
Look, I would argue that it's pretty similar, to be honest, in terms of like the Fade. The Fade's Sova def.
He will find his target in 10-10, but
I would also argue the drone's way better for clearing over towards Rubble.
The shield still allows for XDL to find his frags.
Like, in my opinion, the Fade's better on attack, but Sova's better on defense. That's where I view it.
I
definitely think the Sova's a little bit better than people think.
The spike getting planted over onto the C site. So, 2 tangos. Sugar Zero trying to mark the spot. He saw the dark cover emerging from this spot, so he knows exactly where they are. Close range with the right click. Spots over onto the second as he hops
they're
over.
gonna do this. They're taking him out.
Yeah, that makes things a little bit more difficult for Talon now, doesn't it? 9-3, if you got the pistol, you start off your adventure on the defensive side like your opponents did, maybe even calculating a win for a bonus round, right? But not able to do that here. The pistol round, some great B-bully plays coming out there from the likes of your ISO player, your Neon player, 10-10 getting in there and distracting, but ultimately XDL getting a lot of good shots out there. Feeling pretty confident, you would assume, on this duelist role for now.
And it's kind of like what we've been needing to see from Zeta for the longest
Oops.
time. Now though, Talon, all 5 stacked up, pushed out towards Mound, and you have some shots being fired over.
Hey, give him some help. Someone help him out.
Will pick up the Vandal, though,
No, no one helped him out.
Just Soda left, and he's got a ghost. Primi.
Oh.
What is this? The
Damn, nice shot.
He just slam dunks onto Primi.
Dude, Show is fragging
From the
crazy.
other side, Primi has certainly tried to do his darnest to win something there for the
17-7.
team. You pop the refract as well, but you know he can't use it in that scenario and just has to stick it against Shota, who, with the Ghost, is able to pull on through a massive scrap battle around the mound. You think maybe these classics have a little bit of life to them. Might be able to find
The
something
salvos
there from Talon,
go with
but
the
no,
back. It's
unfortunately
kind of
not.
nice
Here's
round
the
from
shot,
Talon,
just a
though.
good headshot to come through from Shota at the end.
Bro,
Now things
this
kind
guy is
of are
incredible.
in dire straits for Talon. You can't
Does she
make a
like
mistake on this defensive side
salvoed
and give that
behind
point over to Zeta.
to full isolate everyone over towards C Mound? This is a pretty cool eco strat.
You still have a kind of a chance until 10-10 kicks things off this way, though.
Yeah.
Relay bolt into a kill.
Wait, we leak out smoke so we can wrap rounds.
Zeta might have the
Kind of
lesser
cool.
weaponry, but they
Dude,
are
this
certainly
with a
running in
breach
and
could be
charging
nice.
at you with a great scary mask on their face.
Got Shota as the flank watch as well. Cruz trying to possibly set up the flank while Primi does most of the heavy lifting on the site itself. We'll spot out the first. That's the ISO gone.
You just feel like one of the first rounds where Zeta aren't fully really playing together.
Salvos as well, just to force Zeta
Yeah,
to
this was rough.
and Killua will take advantage of that
This one was
situation.
rough from them.
All right, so just Thai getting caught out, pushed a little bit too deep towards Rubble, where he's very focused in on by Zeta. But the fact that Primi is able to isolate a couple of 1v1 angles
Primi and
around
Talon,
the
but
he's
that was
a very sharp player, right?
Like, look how easy
So
this
he's
looked
able to
back
get
at
them.
site.
And again, you needed to see
They
something
had
big
so
come
much
through
space
from
and
Talon.
time. Look at
I don't
him.
think we really have much weight in a round such as that, though, because it is a bonus, right? Like, it should be going the way of Talon, but it's the way that they need to be winning these rounds that we really need to take a little bit more stock in. This time, they're going to position more players towards the C site. And on the flip side, Zeta,
Didn't have util left for sight. I don't even think I needed to see util. I need to see bodies following up.
From Talon, who might feel the need to
the blind ult.
rotates.
Don't know about that one.
To make some decisions really quick. At least the kill contract will inform them somewhat, especially with the stealth drone now coming out from Cruz.
Yeah, that'll be heard by Shota. Can communicate that one over. As Zeta, still little by little here, Quack. Start to piece things together up.
Actually dinked him.
That's rough, by the way, for Killua, getting dinked by the Phantom.
Low HP and has to give up a lot
And
more
10,
space,
one
and
pass
that
on
allows
fake.
for
We haven't
Zeta
seen
to
this.
actually pull off a bit
We
of a
haven't
fake.
seen the fake
The
yet.
B side is the real hit, boys.
Oh,
and
this
Talon
is
are
real
unaware.
nice.
Cruz, though, with
Okay,
the
let's look at
salvos,
the
can buy a
after
little
plan. What's
bit
the
of
after plan
time.
like? Primi has an ult, which pretty much covers majority of this site, especially if he does it from here.
Exactly. Time might have been bought, but you got no eyes on the site. Jit Boys also trying to flank up.
Don't forget, Primi has convergent
This is
paths
interesting.
here too. Not able
No
to
plan.
bait it out yet as Zeta, but I like this from
But
the
now what?
re-pivot back towards the A site where Killua,
I'm not sure I like this.
is the only soldier here.
A lot of question marks in Talon's minds. They're still thinking about the B site. Can Killua
God,
live
then
up
they
to
don't even pressure
certain
door.
expectations? Uh-oh. That
And now they
recon
know they've come
was
into a
kind of
crossfire.
brutal. He will
Clues
dig deep though,
Whoa.
and Clues still
Ow.
finding the shot. Thigh drops down, but unfortunately for Talon, Sugar Zero continues
Oh my God, he got around the
to
corner.
decimate more towards the backside.
Oh, my
now
goodness.
Towards Thigh. 10-10 will find his mark. Jit Boys up from the back lines now. The flank finally coming alive, but at what cost? 1 on 2.
10-10's low.
They're good off angle.
The barrel has
It's
been
so
spotted.
strong
10-10.
this off angle.
With the dastardly angle being held.
What a mad
pushes
round
Zeta
this was.
up to map point.
Mate, you might
Clues
have felt
hit
some indecision
a
from Zeta
crazy
there,
shot,
tapping that
though.
spike time and time again on
He's-
B, looking to prod
let's
up
see
to
it.
A, but then
He
rotating
pretty much has
over,
to hit the
rotating
first
back,
bullet,
but
and he
it's,
does.
Actually, some good calls from them,
He
right?
eats,
You try to bait out a
Primi's
lot of
ult
this
here.
utility
Here we
that
go.
can Make them a bit hot under the collar.
No,
out
they
that B side
didn't.
And make it awkward for them to try and establish
Prius,
a plan,
man,
because they
that's
don't have full
really
control
criminal.
around that side either, right? So you're
The most
drawing
important kill of the
Talon
round.
members Away. You're making them really second guess at that point in time as well. Where can we
Well,
actually invest our util? Where
I
can we
promise you
put
it was
in Primi's
crazy.
ultimate to try and gain favor? And it just doesn't work out for Talon. Now there is 8 map points here for Zeta Division on their opponent's pick.
He showed it? Was that not the first kill?
It's been phenomenal calling for Zeta thus far. With
Wait,
mid-rounds
why was he
and
not
even
ulted?
With how they're beginning things. This time, sensing for the bit of a gap into the B site, they go in for that quick 4-man push. 10-10
He was
just
ulted?
opens up a lot of space with
Wait,
XDL
what?
in to follow through. Just brought me up by the
Okay,
top of upper now.
whatever. We'll move on.
Where are the rest
All
of the Tide
disconnected.
players? Exactly.
You can't help each other out almost whatsoever here.
Even
didn't-
if
it didn't
Boys
look
wants
like
to
he
go
was
around
ulted,
back by
though.
Pillar, he's going to trip that sheer wall, so his only option through the door where it's just
Yeah,
easy
they
to spot it
absolutely
out.
wrecked him.
Yeah.
Now off towards a link, and the barrel simply found the final score
Yeah,
on
they
the map.
absolutely
Ends
wrecked him.
just
This is
as quick as
Talon's
we
map pick.
began, Komodo. It's 13-4.
Yeah, that was definitely a speedrun map.
Oh, it
to come
really
out
was.
From Zeta Division, it
20
didn't really feel
dude,
like we were in
under
the setup for
29
too long,
minutes
did it?
for a
Yeah.
map.
We know that they need to win both of their